My dear students, welcome to Cambrian Virtual Classroom. I hope you are well by the grace of Almighty. I am also well, and today I am here in front of you to teach a grammatical topic for HSC level. We will study today English for HSC level. You know, in HSC level there are 12 grammatical items. From there I have taken one item. You will come to know the topic just a bit later. Before that, I want to tell you that I have already taken the first class on this certain topic. This is my second class on that topic, and this topic will cover 3 lectures. The students who have already watched my first class, this class will be more beneficial for them, but don't worry, the students who have not watched that class, you can enjoy this class anytime if you visit Cambrian Virtual Room. In the Cambrian Virtual Room, in the archive of it, the class is stored, and it's possible for you to enjoy it in any time. Now let us start our topics. Before going to the topic, a little bit about me. I am Abdur Razzaq Sarkar, Associate Professor, Department of English, Cambrian College. Let us go to our topics. Dear students, please have a look here. What can you see here? You see 2 persons are with 2 cables. Both of them are carrying cables, one 2-pin jack and one 2-pin socket, and the picture shows that they are trying to connect it. They will connect it. Their approach shows that they will connect it. And from there, I think you can get the idea what topic may be for today. Look, our topics for today is connectors or linkers, and this is my second lecture, that means sentence connectors, and it is my second lecture. In first lecture, I have told you that connectors mainly play the role of providing good sense in any story, in any sentence. They play the role as ornament, that means without connector, sentence may be, a story may be, but they will not give good senses. If you want to bring good sense, then it is necessary to use connectors appropriately. And you know, this topic is little bit difficult, but don't worry, I will try to make it very easy to you, and let us see. What can you see here? There are 2 cents, and it is connected by a key. You know the function of key. That means here the connectors is key. Key is playing the role of connectors. In our English grammar, in English language, there are some words, there are some phrases which play the role as sentence connectors. And in my last class, I told you it's better for you to categorize the connectors. You should categorize the connectors, then it will be in your mind that this category deals with this type of words or phrases, and from there you can easily recollect them when you are in need. A bit information about it. To join elements within a sentence, what are the connectors or what are the linkers? I am telling that. To join elements within a sentence, the word within, you know the meaning, that means inside the sentence, or sentences within a text, we are using conjunctions, prepositions, adverbs, and adverbial expressions, those are called connectors or linkers. What is this? Within a sentence and sentences within a text. That means connectors may take place inside the sentence or connectors may be placed in front of the sentence. When it is in front of the sentence, then you can call it sentence connectors. When they are used inside the sentence, then you can generally call it connector or linking words. Both are same, but their place may be different, sometimes in front of the sentences and sometimes inside the sentences. Okay. In my last class, we have already described 3 or 4 categories, maybe 4 categories, and here you will get the other categories. But before going to the categories, you should know what will be the outcome of this lesson. If you complete this lesson, it will be possible for you to define the connectors, what is the definition of connectors, and it would be possible for you to identify connectors, and then finally you will learn how to use connectors to connect sentences. And you know, in your question paper there is a definite system. There is a definite system of question pattern. In your question pattern, there will be a passage with different gaps, and in those gaps you will be asked to use suitable connectors. For answering those type of questions, you are learning sentence connectors. And just have a look here. This is the category index. It's better, I think it's better to know these before going to the main topics, because these are index, because you may face different types of situations, like 10 situations. It may vary, this is not definite, but these are usual situations you may face. In certain situations you will have to choose certain connectors. That is why you should keep it in your mind. The situation to start, that means you may be in a situation when you will have to start something, then you have definite or you have certain connectors which will be generally used to start any idea or start any sentence. Then you will collect them from your memory and you will set them. Then to list points, to show time, to show sequence, serial, you may be in such situation that you may have to show the serial, then you will have to recollect those connectors. Similarly, you may be in some situation that you are just going to the conclusion, then to conclude, then you will have different connectors. In this way, to add points, you may have to provide extra information, then this category will cover. To describe a cause, then to give example, in some situations you may have to be asked to give some examples, such as, for example, like that. For instance, this type of connectors may be to describe a result, to express a contrast or introduce opposite points, to express opinions, and to make general statements. These are the index. If you keep this index in your mind, you will feel comfort when you will answer your sentence connectors question. Next slide. Connectors of contrast. This is one category. This is our one category. In this category, there are many connectors, but I have included here only those few connectors which are very familiar, generally used. Those types of connectors are here, and you should know it with Bengali meaning. As we are Bangla speaking people, it would be better for you to know the Bengali meaning also. What are they? Look, on the other hand, অপরপক্ষে, on the contrary, অপর দিক দিয়ে, in contrast, instead, rather, by contrast. More or less all are same, and you can use any one of them in this type of situation. if you know them, if you keep it in your mind that these phrases or these words are used in in sentences to show the contrast. If they are in your mind, then it would be very easy for you. If you don't keep it in your mind, you will have to search here and there, but the exact word may not come to your mind in that during that period of examination, because time is very short in your examination. So, you should give it a thorough reading, and it's better if you watch the class later from the Cambrian virtual classroom and keep the note. It would be better for you, I think so. Continuation of it, contrasting ideas, generally which are covering to show the contrasting ideas at a glance. I have included them at a glance here. It's for your benefit, but however, although, even though, unlike, this can be. Next, nonetheless, while, whereas, despite, in spite of, nevertheless, this may show the contrast. And if you have the ideas about contrasting ideas, and if you have these connectors, they are used in showing the contrasting ideas, then it would be very easy for you. Here, despite and in spite of, very often we use despite of, but this is wrong use, you should know. If you use despite, you no need to use of, but in spite requires of. Both of them are giving the same meaning, সত্ত্বেও, despite and in spite of. Dear students, in order to make it more clear to you, I have included this slide. What have I included here? Look, what can you see here? Here the written word is to compare and contrast. In order to show the contrast, it's better to compare before. When you will compare, then it will ultimately come contrast things. Look here, what can you see here? Sea beach, you can see here a sea beach, and from there you can also imagine what how about the weather is today. Not today, here what does it represent? Sea beach, the weather may be little bit rough, and keeping it in mind, I have included some sentences. Look here, the question is that can you make this into sentences? After describing a category, it's better to practice it in sentences. That is why I have done it in this way, and it's my pleasure to make it very easy, or try to make it very easy to you. That is why it's my effort. If it is really enjoyable, that would be a good luck for me. That should be a good compliment for me. Look here, the sentence, the beach was a lot of fun. This is one type of one sentence. Next sentence, it rained, and you are asked to join them by using suitable connectors. But in your examination, you will never be in HSC level. I am telling about HSC level. You will never be asked to join any sentences by using connectors. But this is very useful to join by using connectors. It will increase your knowledge, increase your faculty to produce sensible sentences which will make good senses. And here you have the hint, you can use however, although, despite, still. Think about all these four and what will be appropriate here. At first you should think it or try it yourself. Don't worry, I am giving the answer to you, but try. However, will it be suitable to join these two sentences? The beach was a lot of fun, it rained. I think no. However, no. Although, maybe. Despite, still what? Which one is suitable? Have a look. The same picture from here. You can connect it in this way. The beach was a lot of fun. However, it rained. Jahok, you are giving or you are leaving the first idea. You are leaving the first idea. The beach was a lot of fun. You are leaving from there, and now you are just talking about the present. However, it rained. It can be in this way. Other way is that although it rained, although it rained, conditional, the beach was still a lot of fun. Two contrasting ideas. Although it rained, or though it rained, the beach was still a lot of fun. Then here one thing is noticeable, that connectors are not always definite, that these connectors will be there, these connectors is a must for this sentence, not like that. Similarly, in your examination, connectors may vary, answer may vary, but the words will come from the same category. In this way, if in your examination the sentence is in this way, then you will use although, but if it is in this way, then you may use here however in the sentences. Go to the next. Here a little bit more information. I think this is necessary for you to know. That is why I have included here. What is that? Always use a comma after however and therefore. These two words require a comma after it. If you get this type of question like punctuation marks, then you may have to correct the sentences by using correct punctuations. There it is very important. Then your teacher will look whether you have used comma or comma after there, however, or after therefore. But in your connectors, your teacher will not look it, or your teacher will not take it as wrong answer. Just you will have to use the however or therefore. But when it will be in the sentence, when it will be in the punctuation, then it is very important that putting a comma after however, putting a comma after therefore. I don't like when it rains. However, we desperately need water in our tent. This is a sentence, and you know the wrong uses, you know the missing punctuation mark here, and what will be there? The topic is make more clear here. Use a comma after however, just to draw your attention, we have used it here. However, it requires comma. Then I don't like here, notice one thing here, however is inside a sentence, within a sentence. However is inside the sentence, that means however is used here within a sentence. But look here, that is why H is small, you know it. Then I don't like I don't like when it rains. Then however we desperately need water in our tent. This is I don't like when it rains, complete sentence, and after the complete sentence you have the gap, then however with capital letter, and here you have used the punctuation mark comma. Another way, I don't like when it rains, however we desperately need water in our tent, inside the sentence, within the sentence, this. Next slide, there in a place little bit more information here about although, even though, despite, in spite of, about them. Look here, a wrong sentence has been written here. Although that I hate rainy days, we desperately need water in our tent. and indication is that wrong sentence, that means the sentence is not correct. You have used although, but unnecessarily you have used here that. No need to write in that way, although that, only use although. Right answer, although I hate rainy days, we desperately need water in our tents. And here another new thing or another information you will get. Despite that it was raining, we went for a walk. What is the right answer and why this is right answer? I am just explaining a little bit later. Right answer, despite the rain, not despite that it was raining, not like that. Despite the rain. Why this is wrong and why this is right? You will get the answer. We went for a walk. Here look, use a noun phrase. That means after despite you are asked to use noun phrase if there is this type of gap, if despite requires anything more, then you will use a noun phrase. And here what type of wrong or mistake was there? Don't use a complete sentence, that it was raining. It is a part of sentence clause, and you know clause part of sentence, but sometimes it make a complete sentence. When the topic will come clause, then it will be more clear. Just look it, don't use a complete sentence. This is little bit more information about it. Now come these things. Apart from all these connectors are from the previous categories, from first class and second class, and they are in a slide for your comfort. You should keep it in your copy, you should copy them, you should make notes from there, from Cambrian virtual classes. Anytime you can join there. Then look, a bit information. Apart from and besides are often used to mean as well as, ebong, and, like, or in addition, aro, in addition to this, you have this, in addition to it, you have another things, that is in addition to or as well. Apart from and besides, both of them will give the same meaning. Apart from rover, a sentence, it is used in a sentence, and now I think it will be clear, more clear. Apart from rover, we are the largest sports car manufacturer. Rover, they are producing materials, but we are also producing, preparing a sports car, these things. That means apart from, besides rover, we are also. Similarly, you can write it in this way also. Besides rover, we are the largest sports car manufacturer. Besides, apart from, you can use it. That means when you will get your question paper, and if you have this type of sentences, don't be confused that you must have to use besides, you must have to use apart from. Any one of them will do. Then moreover and furthermore, another things, moreover and furthermore, information about them. Add extra information to the point you are making. That means you are making a point. On that certain point, you will give extra information, not indifferent ideas. Marketing plans give us an idea of the potential market. You are talking about marketing potentiality. Then moreover, they tell us about the competition on the market. Competition concerning to market is described here. The same idea, you are giving extra information about the market. In previous sentence, you have told about market, and in the last sentence, here you are also describing about describing the competition on the market. Same idea, giving extra information. So in conclusion, I can tell apart from and besides give the meaning of and or as well as and in addition to, and here furthermore and moreover will be used to give extra information about an idea. Next, let us try. And I have already told that this type of things will help you, this type of slide will help you to understand the previous category. Some examples have been added here. Look here. Rewrite the sentences using the linker given in brackets. But in your examination paper, there will not be this word besides. That means this connector will be used, but they will not be here. It will be in your mind. That means no clue will be there. But for practicing, it's better to give you some clue. It will be beneficial for you. Look, the books were all torn. One sentence. They were very dirty. Then what will be the answer? The books were all torn. Besides, here should be a comma. Besides, they were very dirty. That means books are torn. This is one type of quality. Quality, bad quality or good quality. Quality may be two types, good quality and bad quality. This is one condition of the books. All of them are torn. Another thing, they are also dirty. That means books being dirty, books being torn may be joined by using the connectors besides. Here, brain drain, medha pachar, scholars should be in our country, but when we will export them, then it is brain drain. Brain drain empties some countries of their human resources, because intelligent people are not only human resources, they are potential or powerful human resources. If you export them, then brain drain. Brain drain empties some countries of their human resources. It's more harmful for developing countries like ours. Moreover, here you can use moreover. How? Brain drain empties some countries of their human resources. Moreover, it's more harmful for developing countries. That means extra information have been given here on the same topics. That is why you are talking about brain drain. Here you are also talking about brain drain, the effect of brain drain. Concerning to brain drain, you are talking about the same topic. You have used here moreover. Next sentence. His wife is selfish. She is also stingy. Here two qualities, selfish and stingy, being selfish, how can be joined? One person, two qualities, good or bad qualities, connecting by as well as. His wife is selfish as well as stingy. Dear students, I think this slide helps you to make your understanding very easy, and I always try to make them comfortable for you. If you find it very easy, then it will be more enjoyable to you. Go to the next slide. Next category. What is the title of the category? To show serial. You may have to show serial. You are in a position, then you are describing this, that, after that, like that. At first, at last, in the middle, after that. This type of situations may occur. All these situations are in the category of serial, sequence, and these are commonly used connectors in such situation. What are they? First, at first, or firstly, with the Bengali meaning, here it is. Then second or secondly, thirdly, in the third place, fourthly, at the beginning, in the outset, at the outset, all are giving the same meanings. At the beginning, shurute, in the outset শুরুতে, at the outset শুরুতে, then in and at, both of them are okay. In the end শেষে, at last, these are commonly used to show the serial, and it's better for you to memorize. These words should be memorized. Grammar should not be memorized. Words should be memorized, and rules will be in your mind. When you will be in necessity, then it would be possible for you to collect from here. What is next? Suppose you are describing a sequence. You are describing a sequence. Think about that. Look at the picture. The smart person is busy with something, and question is that, can you use connectors to make this a more complex phrase? This is our question. I have thrown this question to you just to make you habituated to use some connectors. What are the sentences? Here you have 3 sentences. I woke up at 7 a.m. I ate breakfast. I went to work at 8 a.m. These 3 sentences are here, and your task is to join them. Join them by using first, second, next, finally, before, afterwards, then. And you are just joining them for becoming more habituated to use sentence connectors very easily. That is why you have been given this type of question. What will be the answer? Dear students, look at the answer. Example 1, you can write it in this way. Well, I first woke up at 7 a.m. and afterwards ate breakfast. Finally, I went to work at a.m. You have used here connector first and afterwards, and maybe there will be and, you may not bring it afterwards. Then ate breakfast, finally, at last or lastly or finally, you can use any of them. I went to work. You can join this sentence in this way. And this is another answer. Both of the answers are right. First, I woke up at 7 a.m. and ate breakfast. Before, I went to work at 8 a.m. Before, you have used here before, and it is giving the sense that before going to work, he has to do 2 things: woke up and then ate breakfast. After doing these 2 tasks, he is going to work. That means going to work, this task will come after waking up and after eating up. So, you have used here before. Dear students, I think it is very clear to you. Go to our next slide, sir. Sequencing ideas generally covers this: the former, the latter, firstly, secondly, finally, the first point is lastly, the following. Little bit more, the former and the latter are useful when you want to refer to one of 2 points. Look, marketing and finance are both covered in the course. 2 things, marketing and finance, and here you are using the former. The former is studied in the first term. The former, what is that? Marketing. And the latter is studied in the final term. What is the latter? That means second part. What is that? Finance. That means former and the latter, you want to refer one of 2 points, then they are useful. The former and latter are useful when you want to refer to one of the 2 points. Bit more, firstly, secondly, finally or lastly are useful ways to list ideas. Next, here some things. You may be this type of situation, and all these lists should be in your mind. You just have a glance. For the higher level students, these are very beneficial, but HSC level you just have a glance at it, just look. Explaining, that means you are explaining something, then you may use in other words, in short, above all in all, at least, basically, consequently. These connectors should be in your mind. Then especially, same categories, especially, essentially, in general, in particular, more or less, on the whole, to a certain context. These things should be learned. Here, this is for higher level students, but for intermediate level students, you have two ideas here. You may be in some situation that there you may have to give some own ideas, then you can use this type of phrases. As far as I am concerned, if you ask me from my point of view, I agree. In my opinion, in my view, I think that it is true that personally, to be honest, to tell the truth. All these things will help you to make good sense in any elaborate writing. But in intermediate level, these two things, to tell the truth and it is true that, these two phrases are very important for intermediate level students. It is true that and to tell the truth. Now, look here, try yourself. What can you see here? You would better take a taxi, dash you will arrive late, and here you have the options, and what will be the answer? Look, otherwise. Otherwise covers the meaning here. Next example, the weather was terrible. Then gap, we decided to delay our trip. You can use furthermore, besides, therefore. Which one is suitable? Look the answer. Therefore, the weather was terrible for that reason, therefore, so you can use also so. We decided to delay our trip. Next one, look here, mathematical problems, but our task is not to solve the question. Then what? Look at the sentence. The exam was very easy. The exam was very easy. No one got the average. What is missing here? But now it is clear. The exam was very easy, but no one got the average. You can also use though or although. Though the exam was very easy, no one got the average. You can also use though, although, or but. If you use but, then it will be here, but when you will use though or although, then it will be in front of this sentence. Look here, try yourself. The exam was very easy. This one is again here, and this can also be here. But yet, however, still, as connectors are not fixed for fixed places, you can use this also. All are right. Look here, this is, the car is very beautiful and it is expensive. What can be? Think. What connectors may be here? You can use as well as, you can use and, you can use however. The car is very beautiful. However, you can use also however, but yet it is expensive. This can be. Next one, she's doctor. She smokes. Two qualities, two habits about her. She is doctor, she smokes. I think ultimately it comes but or though, although. What will be the answer? Linking words, what will be? She is a doctor, she smokes. She is a doctor, she smokes. What? From there you can use even though, even if, although, though. Though or although she is a doctor, she smokes. Now it is clear to you. Look, one type of jumping, this is called bungee jumping. The jumper is attached to elastic cable. From high places he has to jump. You should be very courageous if you do this. Enjoyable, it is enjoyable. Risky, what generally comes? Though or although or but. Now, although bungee jumping is enjoyable, it is risky. Now, this is your question. In your examination paper, this type of question will be, and from the whole discussion, you have learned something, I think. And from those ideas, you will have to collect your sentence connectors and you will have to use it within the sentences or between the sentences. Here, recycling is something that is fairly, recycling, reusing, you know it. Recycling is something that is fairly easy to do. Dash small plastic bottles, what? First of all, small plastic bottles and glass bottles can be collected. Dash they can be brought to the supermarket, dash get a refund. For example, they can be brought to supermarket, then in order to, why you are taking it? This group of words are here, in order to get a refund. For bigger plastic bottles, there are places dash you can dispose of the bottles. Where? That means relative pronoun or a relative or pronoun or adverb may be here. Where you can dispose of the bottles. Then dash paper can be recycled. Secondly, first of all, and these ideas are connected to first of all. And here second idea. Secondly, paper can be recycled, newspapers can be collected, dash collected and thrown in a special container. This can be done. Second part of it, though I have included here more gaps, but in your examination there will be 10 gaps will be. Dash newspapers are recycled, then, that means after that, afterwards, then newspapers are recycled and used to make paper. After recycling them, new paper will be produced from there. In addition, that means it has another quality or another functions, that is why in addition you can use both sides of the paper when writing. Then dash you should try to use plastic bags to minimum. Finally, last of all, lastly, you should try to use plastic bags to a minimum. Then you can bring your own bags. For instance, for example, such as you can bring your own bags, and as a result you will save on. Dear students, this is that is all for today, and I think you have joined my second class also, and I will wish that the students who have not watched my first class, it is better to go to the Cambrian virtual classroom, and from there you can enjoy this class again. It would be better for you, and I wish I will meet you, or I will be here again with my third lecture. This is the last, that will be the last lecture on sentence connectors, and thanking you everybody. Stay home, stay safe.